The time is 6:06 p.m. Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. The news headline: Igbo will welcome Fulani herdsmen in any part of the south-east. Ohanaeze. The news info: the youth wing of the Apex Igbo socio-cultural organization, Ohanaeze Indigbo, has said Igbos would welcome Fulani herdsmen to do businesses and own properties in any part of the southeast region. The deputy national president of the organization, Ohanaeze, is quoted by a national daily Vanguard as saying that the notion by some people that Igbos are unreceptive to Fulani herdsmen is not true. We welcome law-abiding Fulani and indeed anyone or group from any part of the country and even from outside the country to Igbo land to do their businesses, socialize with us and even acquire and own properties legally anywhere in Igbo land, Vanguard reports. Terrorists, herdsmen, however, he said, if found anywhere close to Ala Igbo, will not live to tell the experiences. Ohanaeze stressed that Igbos have nothing against the Fulanis or any tribe, but are only interested in justice, equity, and mutual respect. Noting that the youth wing of Ohanaeze Indigbo supports the ban on open grazing in Igbo land, he advised the federal government to respect the decision by ensuring the region is excluded from review of grazing routes and reserves across the country. Ohanaeze decried that some individuals have used the issue of open grazing of livestock to stoke ethnic crises for personal or group interests and warned such individuals to desist, stressing that stakeholders in Nigeria are expected to work for the progress, unity, healing, and prosperity of our troubled nation. The time is 6:08 p.m. The news analysis. The Ohanaeze youths have been known to have been at the forefront of the decision that the Fulani herdsmen should vacate their land, obviously because of the crimes that have been committed in the southeast. At a particular point in time, the Ohanaeze Indigbo youth, their youth wing, on a particular Wednesday like that, they told all Fulani herdsmen to operating in the southeast to leave their geopolitical zone. The Ohanaeze youth, in the same vein, they asked the federal government to proscribe the activities of the umbrella body of the herdsmen, the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, and that they should declare them a terrorist group. The Igbo youth asked the federal government to establish pig colonies in the north for the sake of their people in the region. A statement jointly signed by President General of OYC, that is the Ohanaeze Youth Council, Okechukwu Izuguzoro, the Secretary General, Oku Inabuike, and the National Publicity Secretary, Obinna Adigbe, said the leaders of the Pan-Igbo Youth Association took the decision at a meeting where they discussed extensively the recent killings by Fulani herdsmen in Nigeria. The Ohanaeze Youth Council warned that any Fulani herdsman who failed to vacate the southeast would have himself to blame. Then the Ohanaeze Council issues warning to all Fulani herdsmen that they should vacate the southeast immediately or face the wrath of Igbo youths, and that any attempt to ignore this warning, they will have themselves to blame. The Ohanaeze Indigbo Youth Council back then have banned and proscribed the outlawed Fulani herdsmen in Igbo land, especially in the 95 local government areas of the southeast. The Ohanaeze Youth Council calls on the youth not to take the law into their own hands, but wants the federal government to declare the herdsmen a terrorist group. The activities of the Fulani herdsmen, particularly the Benue massacre, is another unfortunate incident and can cause another avoidable tension in the country, especially as at then when the election of 2019 was around the corner, whereby they condemned the terrorist attack of the Fulani herdsmen and they called for self-defense as a means to halt the issue. Then the Ohanaeze youth commended the Southeast governors for rejecting the proposed cattle colonies in their states, whereby the statement said that we hail the governor of Abia State, Dr. Ohanaeze Igbos, and the governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, for rejecting the cattle colonies in Abia and Anambra. We know other Igbo governors will follow footsteps of their colleagues and reject this anti-people policy. And this was the statement by the Ohanaeze Youth Council some years back. And after about 2 years now, we are in 2021, the Southern governors actually met and they agreed on the anti-open grazing law, which have been passed into bill by some governors and yet to be passed into law by some others. And lately now, in 2021, after that decision, the Ohanaeze Youth Council have actually said that they will welcome back any Fulani herdsmen in any part of the Southeast. They said that they want to debunk the news that they actually do not want any Fulani herdsmen again in their vicinity and all those stuff like that. Now, what they are actually saying is that they are going to welcome any law-abiding Fulani, and indeed anyone or group from any part of the country, even from outside the country, that wants to do business in their land, socialize with them, or even have property. So far, the means of obtaining that is actually legal. That anywhere in Igbo land is accessible for anybody at any time. They said that the terrorist herdsmen, however, should not think of coming close at all to the Igbo land. That if they try it, they will not live to tell their experiences. The spokesperson Ohanaeze stressed that the Igbos have nothing against the Fulani or even any other tribe, that they are only interested in justice, equity, and mutual respect. They also noted through their youth wing that they support the ban on open grazing in Igbo land. The southern governors, like I said, have agreed that there should be nothing like open grazing. That anybody that wants to have any cattle and all those stuff like that should actually do that in a pig colony. There should be a ranch for them to do that. So the youth wing are actually saying that they subscribe into that and they support it, and that they want to advise the federal government as well to respect the decision by ensuring that the region is excluded from review of grazing routes and reserves across the country. And they said that any herdsman that is ready to be law-abiding, to pay tax and to cooperate with the rules and regulations of their land, then they are welcoming back every one of them for progress, unity, healing, prosperity of our troubled nation. The time is 6:15 p.m. Good evening.